Okay, today I'm going to model for you how to use this template in order to practice our race strategy. If you look at that, you'll see that there's a prompt at the top that has a blank in it, and then you have starters for what your R and your A, your C, your E, and your S. How you're going to do each of those sections. So the first thing that you'll notice is there's the blank after reading the text blank. You're going to have to choose a text. I'm going to let you choose any informational text that you want, but choose a good one. You don't want to choose a book that has, one sentence on the page. If there's just one sentence on the page, it's going to be really easy to figure out the main idea. I chose this book, Adaptation and Survival. The reason I chose this book is when I opened it up, I was like, hey, there are a couple of paragraphs on the page. There's some interesting text features. I think that this might be a good one to go ahead and try to figure out what the main idea is. So, let me cut in front of the camera here. I'm going to fill in the top. After reading the text, adaptation. I should have made this blank bigger. So if you run out of room, do exactly what I'm going to do. Adaptation and survival. Just squeeze it in. Identify the main idea on page. And I told you I think I'm going to pick Snow Bear. So on page 20. Support your answer using clear text evidence. We're pretty good at the restate. So that's where I'm going to restate it. Then I have to actually come up with the answer. So when I look at this page, and I'll have you look at it as well, I see that my heading is Snow Bear. I've got a subheading that says Fat and Fur. I know that the title is Adaptations and Survival. So my guess is they're going to tell me how this bear, how his fat and fur helps him adapt and survive. That's just from looking at the text features. Then I'm going to go ahead and read this page. I'm going to look at the topic sentences. I'm going to look for words that are repeated a bunch of times. And I'm going to answer the question, what is the main idea? Now I've messed up there we go. So once I come up with an answer for my question, then I'm going to pick a quote from page 20 that's really going to prove what my answer is. So I'm going to really have to search and reread and find one. Really, I think my answer was about how the main idea is that the polar bear uses fat and fur to help it adapt to its environment. So I've got to find a sentence that talks about how their fat and fur helps them survive. When I find that, I'm going to fill in those exact words, and then when I finish with the exact words, I'll put my ending quote and my period. I'm going to explain my quote. How does this quote prove my answer? And then the summary sentence. That is how I identified the main idea on page 20. You guys are really good at summarizing. You can use any informational book that you want for this, but I really do want you to make a smart choice and make sure that you don't pick a page that has tons and tons of words that you don't understand. Don't pick a book that has a page with only 1 or 2 sentences. A couple of paragraphs and some strong text features, that would be a good choice for this.